Ever since the first-generation Bentley Continental GT debuted, I've never been sure what to make of it. It's a Bentley, so its main focus is to be an extremely well-appointed luxury boat that will aid the well-heeled in escaping the unwashed, outside world of underfunded infrastructure. But the GT bit seems a little counterintuitive to that goal. It is indeed a grand tourer, but Bentley also touts that it's its more athletic option. How sporty could the 2022 Bentley Continental GTC Maliner V8 really be at 5,147 plus pounds? Especially up against the likes of other high-end, well, not as high as Bentley, athletic European fare like the BMW M5 competition. Though, not long ago, we did get our first hint at how well the Continental GT mobs door-to-door against traditional GT3 heavyweights on the racetrack. There's definitely something to it that's worthy of Fiat homologation, and as I found out recently, it all makes perfect sense. Even when a major structural component, like a whole friggin' roof, is removed. Here's how well fitted the GTC Maliner wears its several hats, which, even after factoring in its astronomical pricing, is still a hell of a thing to behold. Thankfully, even though the Maliner has extensive sound insulation to justify its name, you can still drop the windows and the entire top to hear its glorious soundtrack. When in sport mode, the exhaust baffling loosened up and unleashed a bass-filled rumble that's lumpier than you'd expect from such a badge. The Britons are good at exhaust notes. The current Jaguar F-Type is a brilliant example, even when they're working with German components. The exhaust pipes also popped and crackled with reckless abandon in sport, not exactly to my taste, but solid comedic value in a Bentley. Then, its convertible part amplifies the soundtrack even further. The exhaust was thoroughly excellent with the top dropped, and so were its boost building and dumping turbo noises, which were quite pronounced while driving along rock faces on my favorite twisty mountain top roads. I never thought I'd write that diverter valve exhales could sound so deep and dignified, but it's true. Makes you wonder if this was taken into account by its engineers. Situated underneath all four of the 2022 Bentley Continental GTC Maliner's wheel arches is fully independent, double wishbone front and multi-link rear suspension joined by a mix of adaptive dampers in their suspension. There are 4 drive modes that more than adequately support its all-rounder ability to custom, comfort, B, and sport. No matter which is selected, the Bentley rides quite nicely. It's more stiffly damped in sport, but still soaks up almost all of what California's famously crappy roads throw at it. You feel more, but then body roll is entirely extinguished as well. Its only downside was the amount of body overhang in relation to its ride height. Despite my best careful efforts, it occasionally lightly scraped its underbody plastics while rolling down driveways and over Los Angeles's dreadful drainage channels. But still, the GTC's ride is dreamlike in comfort mode. It possesses some body roll yet maintains a high level of comfort and composure. Speed bumps in shopping center parking lots are barely felt, and the way it rolls up awkwardly graded driveways is pretty darn close to a big, off-road-ready SUV. Even more dreamlike were the Maliner's sporting credentials. My perception was not prepared for how well this big beast took on fine roads. The all-wheel drive is always shuffling power between axles, but only sends up to 17% to the front wheels in sport, just enough to ensure high-speed carving, yet also pull you through any canyon road's most technical features. Thing absolutely sailed through corners in a fashion that was akin to the lighter, though still hefty for its size, BMW M240i's drive. There's so much grip, and the way it pulled its way out of corner exit was simply wondrous. To top it all off, its brilliant chassis shrugged off mid-corner bumps incredibly well, even if it exhibited a hearty amount of convertible cowl shake in the process. Then, the Continental GTC's front end felt taut and direct for its size, and its steering, while vague, had excellent weight in all scenarios and never lightened up too much at speed. Adding to its ability to seemingly endlessly impress, its massive 10-piston front and 4-piston rear brakes were always up to the task. Add in its glorious power and wonderful symphony of twin-turbo V8 noise, and it was such a fun experience. It's rare that I laugh my head off while enjoying Sosel's fine stretches of mountaintop tarmac, but I just couldn't contain myself behind the wheel of the Continental GTC.